Today, on October 25th, Archangel Michael is sounding a spiritual alarm. But most people won't hear it until it's too late. If you open this now, you still have time. On this day, the 25th of October, the heavens tremble with a reverberation not heard by earthly ears, but deeply felt by those whose spirits have not been silenced by the noise of the world. For today is not ordinary. Today is not common. Today has been written in the divine archives, sealed long ago, as a day of divine disturbance, a holy interruption. It is not man who chose this hour, but heaven. And it is not coincidence that your eyes now fall upon this message. In realms beyond sight, there's movement, a stirring, a divine rearranging. The gates of the Spirit are creaking open, and from the throne of the Most High, there is a silence not of absence, but of anticipation, a stillness before a storm, a breath before the roar. And in that silence, a trumpet hath been lifted, not one made of metal but of spirit, and it is Archangel Michael, captain of heaven's hosts, who now unsheathes his sword, gleaming with fire not found on earth, forged by the breath of God himself. The alarm is sounding. The alarm is real. But many will not hear it. Many will continue scrolling. Many will continue laughing. Many will continue sleeping, lulled into slumber by the illusion of routine, distracted by the temporary, deafened by digital noise, silenced by spiritual apathy. They will not hear it until the shaking begins, until the veil is torn, until it is too late. But you have opened this, and because you have, something in your spirit is still alive. Something in you is still watching, still discerning, still responding to the invisible pull of God's hand. This message is not for the masses, it is for the marked, for the chosen, for the few who have ears to hear what the Spirit is saying in this hour. Today, October 25th, is not a date on a calendar. It is a line in the sand, a divine timestamp, a boundary between the guarded and the vulnerable, between those covered by heaven's alarm system and those walking unaware into unseen battlefields. This is the hour when heaven pierces through the fog, when light cuts through confusion. You are not here by accident. You are here because something ancient, something divine, has drawn you in. And as Archangel Michael lifts his voice like a trumpet and raises his sword like lightning, you are being summoned. Summoned to see, summoned to prepare, summoned to waken. Type "I hear the alarm" in the comments if this reached your spirit. Blessing code 777 is being released now. In this very hour, across dimensions unseen, a tremor moves like lightning through the heavens. The watchers stare. The veil thins. The winds shift. And at the center of this holy destruction stands I, Michael, commander of heaven's armies, defender of the elect, wielder of the flaming sword forged in the fire of divine justice. I do not speak as a man. I speak as one sent. I do not arrive with opinion. I arrive with decree. I do not come to soothe. I come to stir. For this is not a moment of comfort. This is a moment of awakening. And I speak now to the one whose spirit has begun to tremble, not with fear, but with recognition. You know this moment is real. You feel it in your bones, though your mind cannot explain it. Because your spirit was marked before your body was born. You were known before time, and today, October 25th, is the date heaven wrote beside your name for a divine alert to be delivered. The alarm has sounded. It is not the sound of chaos, but of calling. It is not the sound of panic, but of preparation. And only the few, the truly awakened, the deeply surrendered, will hear it and respond. Others will dismiss it. Others will delay. But you have been interrupted for a reason. This message did not find you through chance, algorithm, or coincidence. It found you through divine orchestration. Heaven knows where you are. Heaven knows what you're facing. Heaven knows what's approaching. And I, Michael, have been dispatched to sound the trumpet and draw the sword. Before the next sunrise, something will shift. A veil will lift. A hidden thing will begin to surface. Do not mistake it as random. It will be your confirmation that this word was alive, that this moment was holy, that this message was yours. But hear me now. This is not a call for everyone. This is not a general broadcast. This is a selective alarm, a sacred notification that only those whose names are written in alignment will detect. Others may scroll past this with dead eyes and dulled hearts, but you know something is happening. You know you're not just here to survive another day. You know heaven is moving. So I summon you now, not as a stranger, but as a warrior who has forgotten your armor, as a soul who has dimmed your flame, as a chosen vessel whom heaven refuses to let slip into the sleep of apathy. I summon you with power, not pity, with urgency, not hesitation. Pause now. Reem. Hear beyond the noise. Still your soul, for in this very moment the Spirit is whispering instructions even as angels gather around you in silence. Some of you are feeling heat rise in your chest. Others feel chills moving down your back. This is not emotion. This is activation. The alarm is not outside of you. It is inside of you. And the one who knows how to listen will know how to stand. Let this be your confirmation. Heaven has entered your atmosphere. I, Michael, have sounded the alarm. You must now respond, not with fear, but with reverence. Not with delay, but with discipline. The next 72 hours are not to be wasted. They are not to be blurred by distraction or noise. They are sacred. They are sealed. They are sounding with heaven's warning and heaven's invitation. Do you feel it? Then rise. Type "I am listening" in the comments if your spirit received this word. Lesson code 1444 has been activated around your household. You have felt it, haven't you? The strange stillness that sits heavy in the air. The way people's words sound the same, but their energy feels different. You've walked into rooms where the temperature changed though no one touched the thermostat. You felt eyes on you when no one was looking, whispers when no one was speaking, silence that said more than speech ever could. It is not paranoia. It is perception. It is not fear. It is discernment. Heaven is opening your senses, and your spirit is hearing what your flesh cannot yet interpret. For in this hour, something has shifted in the unseen. The currents of the spiritual realm have turned, and those who walk with light are beginning to feel the friction of that turn. You are not imagining the tension. You are not imagining the sudden distance between you and those you once trusted. There is a disruption, subtle yet significant, in the atmosphere around you. The Lord is drawing a line, and every hidden intention is being magnetized either toward light or darkness. And you, chosen one, stand in the center of this divine polarization. You have become the mirror that reveals what others hide. They can sense your rising even when you remain silent. They can feel your growth even when you do not announce it. And because they cannot explain the fire that now surrounds you, they respond with discomfort, envy, or confusion. Their spirit recognizes what their mind denies, that something heavenly is now marking your steps. But do not fear their unease. Do not be troubled by their distance. It is heaven's way of uncovering truth before exposure comes. For every connection not rooted in truth must tremble under the weight of your awakening. You have noticed the strange timing of events, the sudden pullbacks, the unexpected resistance. These are not coincidences. They are symptoms of the unseen battle surrounding your light. The moment you began to hear the alarm, the moment your heart started to turn toward the divine call, every counterfeit alignment began to crack. The Spirit is showing you faces, not to wound you, but to warn you. He is revealing whispers, not to break trust, but to build discernment. The Lord is not trying to make you suspicious. He is making you wise. For what stands ahead of you requires eyes sharper than the surface, ears tuned beyond flattery, and a heart that can separate emotion from truth. Ask yourself, who truly walks beside you in spirit, and who only follows your shadow? Who prays for you when no one is watching, and who only applauds when it benefits them? These are questions only the discerning can answer. And this is why the spiritual alarm was sounded, to awaken your awareness, to protect what you carry, to separate the sincere from the subtle deceivers. Your spirit already knows who they are. Your discomfort is not confusion. It is confirmation. The unease you feel is divine, a signal that heaven is protecting you before exposure. Every strange dream, every fleeting thought, every restless night has been a message coded in spirit. The veil is thinning because heaven refuses to let you remain blind in a season of deception. Pay attention to the small things now, the tone, the timing, the silence. These are heaven's hidden languages revealing what your heart must know before the next phase unfolds. You are being repositioned. You are being awakened. You are being warned in love and not in fear. And though confusion swirls around you, remember this: you are not surrounded by chaos. You are surrounded by angels. What feels like isolation is actually insulation. Heaven is placing you in a chamber of discernment, not punishment. Trust the separation. It is divine surgery preparing you for divine elevation. Type I see the signs in the comments if your spirit bears witness to this message. Blessing code 1133 is surrounding your discernment now. As this message stirs your spirit, remember, this mission is not about words, it is about souls. Every video, every message, every word released here carries light into the darkest corners of the digital realm. When you give, you are not helping a channel. You are helping heaven reach another heart before it's too late. This is the sowing season of light. Each seed you plant becomes a spark in someone's night. The Lord says, "What you release into my work, I will multiply in your own household." I speak now to those who feel that stirring. This is your moment to respond. Join this mission through super thanks, membership, or a gift through PayPal. The link is in the video description. Your giving is a prophetic act of agreement, and heaven sees it as worship. Those who give under this sound will walk under the oil of divine restoration. Move now, release your seed, and watch the heavens move for you. What you are facing is not random. What you are enduring is not mere coincidence. The confusion you've encountered, the delays, the closed doors, the sudden shifts, they are not simply life happening. This is not bad luck. This is not emotional imbalance. This is not personality conflict. This is spiritual warfare. You have been targeted because you carry something sacred. You are under pressure not because you are failing, but because you are rising. The enemy does not waste his weapons on the ordinary. He only seeks to silence what threatens his dominion. You, chosen one, are a threat. You've been marked by heaven, sealed by divine assignment, and now the resistance you're facing is heaven's confirmation that what you carry matters. You were not attacked because you are weak. You were attacked because you are dangerous to darkness. And now, I, Michael, have been released to remind you. The alarm was not sounded for the passive or the panicked. It was sounded for the warriors, not the ones who fight with fists, but with faith. Not the ones who war with anger, but with authority. I speak now to the weary one who thought the warfare meant you were failing. You are not failing. You are fighting, and heaven is watching. Every tear, every groan, every silent moment you chose to stand instead of surrender has been recorded in the scrolls of eternity. You must reframe the conflict. This is not about them. This is not about what they said. This is not about who left. This is about what you carry. The battle swirling around you is spiritual, rooted in realms invisible to the eye but fully known to the spirit. The sudden attacks, the back-to-back disappointments, the emotional weight you can't seem to shake, all of it is the result of what you've been called to disrupt in the kingdom of darkness. The enemy fears your awakening. He fears your voice when it is purified by pain. He fears your clarity after confusion. He fears your boldness birthed through brokenness. This is why the pressure has increased. This is why your sleep has been disturbed. This is why your circle has shifted. Because the more you align with heaven, the more your life becomes a weapon. But you must not fight as the world fights. You must not retaliate in the flesh. The war you are in cannot be won with opinions, reactions, or arguments. No, this battle is already recorded in the archives of heaven, and the outcome has already been declared. Victory belongs to the Lord. That is not a phrase, it is a decree. I speak to your heart now. The season you are in requires stillness. Divine surveillance is active. Every plot against you is being witnessed. Every whisper is being documented. Every shadow of deception is being uncovered in the light. And the alarm I have sounded is not to make you panic, it is to position you for divine protection. You do not need to defend yourself when heaven is defending you. You do not need to prove your purity when God Himself has written your name in His book. The strategy for this moment is silence, not because you are defeated, but because you are guarded. The silence of the righteous confuses the plans of the wicked. Your restraint is a weapon. Your peace is a shield. Do not lower your discernment to match the chaos. Rise above it. Stand under heaven's command and let the Lord handle what your hands were never meant to touch. And to the one who feels alone in this, know this: you are not abandoned. You are being hidden. You are not overlooked. You are being preserved. For when this alarm stops ringing and the dust settles, you will emerge with evidence, not of survival, but of divine preservation and authority. Stay still. Stay alert. Stay under the covering of obedience. Heaven is not just aware, heaven is involved. Type "I will be still" in the comments if this word confirms your battle. Blessing code 1551 is now shielding your life. Hear me now, not in fear but in clarity. Not in confusion but in holy certainty. Within the next 72 hours, something will move. Something will be seen. Something will be uncovered. The spiritual shaking that has been building will not remain invisible much longer. What hath been simmering in silence is about to erupt in exposure. The trumpet has already sounded in the spirit. The alarm hath been released. And while the world sleeps under the blanket of distraction, heaven is aligning timelines, revealing intentions, and commanding the uncovering of things hidden in darkness. This is not a future moment. This is a now moment. You are not waiting for it to begin. It has already begun. The atmosphere around you is charged. The pressure is rising not because you're breaking, but because you are standing at the threshold of divine movement. Some of you have been feeling it without knowing how to name it. a tightening in your chest, a stirring in your gut, a restless spirit that refuses to settle. That is not anxiety, that is spiritual awareness. That is the alarm echoing through your being, wakening every part of you that has fallen asleep under the weight of disappointment or delay. You have been sensing the unseen, and now I say to you, what has been sensed in silence will soon be confirmed in reality. There are conversations happening about you that will come to light. There are intentions behind smiles that will be exposed. There are masks, emotional, relational, even spiritual, that will begin to slip, and when they do not run, do not retaliate, and do not regret. This is not happening to hurt you. This is heaven revealing what can no longer be hidden. Some of you have been surrounded by deception in disguise, and now the disguise is crumbling under the weight of divine light. This is not a threat. This is a mercy. Heaven is showing you what could no longer be ignored. You've prayed for truth. You've asked for guidance. And now the answer comes not in a whisper, but in a wave. Do not resist the signs. Do not excuse what God is exposing. Do not delay obedience to preserve familiarity. For every day you hesitate is a day the enemy claims territory in your heart. But let me speak this clearly. Not everything will be revealed in the open. Some truths will arrive in dreams. Some confirmations will come through sudden discomfort, strange encounters, or even divine delays. Watch for the patterns. Pay attention to the tone behind the words. Let the Spirit guide you beyond what eyes can see. Some things will unfold in layers. Some answers will come in silence. Others in fire. Do not grieve the endings. What is falling away was never rooted in your next season. What is walking away was never meant to walk with you into alignment. Let them go. Let it close. Let the shift happen. For this spiritual alarm is not a call to hold on tighter. It is a call to release. And in releasing, you will make room for the protection heaven is offering. This is your warning, not to terrify you, but to prepare you. This is your alert, not to provoke worry, but to awaken wisdom. The covering of God is strongest over the obedient. Delay leads to confusion. Ignoring the sound leads to exposure without protection. You have been warned in love. Now move in discernment. I, Michael, speak with fire and finality. In the next 3 days, heaven will confirm this word. Whether through dream, confrontation, disruption, or sudden knowing, it will come. Be ready. Stay surrendered. For the Lion is walking among his people, and nothing false will be allowed to remain hidden. Type I am ready in the comments if your spirit receives this word. Blessing code 1919 is unlocking supernatural insight around you now. Be still. Not because you are uncertain, but because heaven is certain. Not because you are powerless, but because your stillness allows the power of God to surround you without interference. The warfare that has intensified around you is not meant to provoke reaction. It is meant to provoke reverence. In this moment, the wisest response is not to speak, not to confront, not to explain. The wisest response is to be still. Silence in this season is not weakness. It is strategy. And in that silence, heaven is moving. Angelic hosts have already been dispatched to form a barrier around you. Not just your physical space, but your emotional space, your spiritual territory, and the unseen doors of your destiny. There is now a wall of divine fire being drawn around your name, your mind, your family, and your assignment. Nothing unclean may pass through. Nothing unauthorized may enter. The alarm that was sounded on October 25th was the final signal for heaven to enforce boundaries around the chosen ones. But to remain under this divine protection, you must step away from noise. You must resist the temptation to engage in meaningless arguments, emotional traps, or battles of ego. You must resist the invitation to explain yourself to those who are already committed to misunderstanding you. What God is doing in you now is sacred, and sacred things must be protected, not displayed for casual approval. Your defense will not be found in words, it will be found in obedience. Withdraw into stillness. Step away from distractions. Gull your soul out of the chaos. Heaven is calling you into a secret place, not a location, but a posture. A posture of fasting, of prayer, of sensitivity. This is not about routine religion. This is about divine alignment. For in these next hours, God is not just protecting you, He is preparing you. And the preparation cannot happen in noise. I charge you now to go into spiritual consecration. To fast not just from food, but from opinions. Fast from gossip. Fast from emotional reactions. Fast from scrolling that numbs your spirit. Your clarity will return not through stimulation, but through stillness. And in that stillness, the Lord will speak. You will receive impressions in your spirit, phrases, visions, gut-level warnings that will guide your next steps. Do not dismiss these divine promptings. Write them down. Journal them. Steward them as messages from the throne. While others run in confusion, you will walk in clarity. While others panic, you will remain anchored. Because heaven has not only sounded an alarm, it has placed a seal on those who respond in obedience. The seal of divine preservation is now resting upon your obedience. And where the obedient go, the enemy cannot follow. Some of you are being warned to stay silent about what God is doing in your life. Keep your vision private. Keep your next steps guarded. Do not share prematurely. Do not expose what is still being formed. The enemy cannot attack what he can't see. And what God is doing in you now must incubate in silence before it can manifest in strength. I say again, be still. Heaven fights when you do not. This is not your battle. It is the Lord's. And He is not asking for your assistance. He is asking for your trust. So let the silence surround you. Let it purify your thoughts. Let it clear the static from your spirit. For in that holy hush, the voice of the Almighty will whisper what the chaos tried to drown out. You are covered. You are protected. And in this silence, you will remember that you are never alone. Type "I will be silent" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1221 is now activated to shield your path in stillness. You are not who they think you are anymore. You are not even who you thought you were yesterday. Something within you has shifted. Something ancient has awakened. The alarm that sounded was not meant to frighten you. It was meant to activate you. Heaven never calls the unprepared, it calls the predestined. And now, as the smoke of confusion begins to lift, the truth of your identity begins to emerge like gold refined through fire. For many seasons, you have been forged in silence, tested in disappointment, refined through rejection. Each tear you cried became mold and evidence of your purification. Every delay, every detour, every betrayal was not destruction, it was construction. Heaven has been building you quietly, shaping your spirit into something unbreakable. You thought you were being buried, but you were being planted. And now, like a seed breaking the soil, your time of emergence has come. I speak to you now, not as one bound by human weakness, but as one destined to walk in divine authority. The alarm that startled your spirit was heaven's way of saying, "Rise, for your time has come." You are not being warned to hide. You are being summoned to stand. You have carried enough pain to teach wisdom, enough loss to birth discernment, enough silence to breed clarity. You are no longer the frightened soul clinging to survival. You are the awakened warrior clothed in divine purpose. This is the moment when your scars become your sermon. This is the moment when the very things that tried to destroy you become the evidence of your endurance. Heaven has seen your tears, but heaven has also seen your tenacity, and that tenacity has drawn the gaze of the Almighty. For though you were surrounded by opposition, you did not surrender. Though you were misunderstood, you did not compromise. Though you walked through fire, you refused to curse it. And now the fire that once threatened to consume you has refined you into something radiant, something heaven can trust with weight and responsibility. I, Michael, say to you now, rise from the ashes. Lift your head. Wipe the residue of yesterday's confusion from your spirit. You are not defined by what you endured. You are defined by what you overcame. What was sent to silence you has only sharpened you. What was sent to weaken you has only awakened you. You have been promoted in the spirit, and your awareness is your confirmation. You are no longer a bystander in this battle. You are a signal, a standard, a symbol of divine endurance. Where you walk, light will follow. Where you speak, authority will shift atmospheres. Understand this. Empowerment is not arrogance. It is not self-glorification. It is spiritual recognition. The Spirit of the living God within you has remembered who you are. And now the world must adjust to that revelation. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not apologize for your growth. You are not obligated to explain your elevation. When heaven increases a person, it also confuses those who still see them through the lens of the past. Let them misunderstand, for their misunderstanding is proof that your transformation is real. The shift is not happening around you. It is happening within you. You will notice your responses changing, your tolerance for nonsense decreasing, your hunger for truth deepening. You will feel a holy fire burning within your words, a weight in your prayers, and a new strength rising in your steps. These are not random sensations. This is heaven realigning your frequency. You are being fine-tuned to divine resonance. You are becoming the alarm itself, a living echo of heaven's awakening sound. The old you could not carry what is coming. A new you was born for it. You are not falling apart. You are coming together, under divine command, under angelic watch, under holy fire. Type I am rising in the comments if this word resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 1717 is now igniting your divine authority and inner strength. There is a reason the alarm sounded for you. There is a reason your spirit stirred while others slept. There is a reason this message did not pass you by. This is more than a warning. This is an unlocking. The heavens have drawn a line, and that line now separates light from shadow, purpose from distraction, destiny from delay. What you feel pressing upon you is not pressure. It is the weight of divine realignment. Heaven is repositioning you. I say to you now by divine commission, this is the season where the unseen becomes visible and the delayed becomes active. This is the hour where what once seemed far away now rushes to your gates. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is the unfolding of divine timing. You have waited and you have wondered, when will the shift come? But the truth is, the shift has already begun. You are standing in the middle of it. The unease, the silence, the inner wrestle, these were the signs of divine recalibration. You were not being denied. You were being refined. What heaven is about to release could not be entrusted to the version of you that still sought validation from man. So God placed you in divine isolation, not to abandon you, but to make you unshakable. And now, I declare to you, the repositioning is complete. The time is set. The gate is opening. What you have been sensing is real. The heaviness, the clarity, the silence before movement. These are indicators of a heavenly transaction. You are being shifted out of hiddenness and into revelation. Your name is being whispered in the courts of heaven. Your obedience has been recorded. Your surrender has been seen. And now, the alignment begins. Yes, there will still be silence, but it will no longer be the silence of confusion. It will be the silence of sacred incubation. In that silence, expect instruction. In that silence, expect download. In that silence, expect sudden clarity. The Spirit will begin to give you ideas, names, locations, directives, and yes, opportunities. Not everything will look like a blessing. Some will look like loss. But hear me, what looks like loss is divine redirection. What appears to be an ending is heaven's way of cutting the cord that has kept you tethered to lesser paths. Many of you will witness sudden shifts, relationships severed, doors shut, opportunities withdrawn. Do not mourn them. This is the hand of God removing false comfort to make room for divine increase. You prayed for purpose. This is how it arrives. You asked for alignment. This is how it's delivered. The spiritual alarm sounded on October 25th was not only a warning of danger, it was a summons to destiny. Let your heart settle on this truth. Your name is known in heaven. And not only known, it is respected. You are not just called, you are kept. You are not just anointed, you are appointed. And now the process quickens. What took years will take months. What took months will take weeks. Acceleration is here, but it flows through obedience. Stay surrendered. Stay sensitive. Stay aligned. You are no longer wandering. You are being placed. And heaven will not allow you to return to what once diluted your power. What once fit no longer belongs. What once comforted will now constrict. Let it go. You have outgrown the former season. You have stepped into divine fulfillment. Type "I am aligned" in the comments if your spirit bears witness to this truth. Blessing code 1616 is now activating your release into accelerated alignment. As this prophetic word aligns with your spirit, understand, this platform is not a production. It is a mandate. Every word released here is a spiritual trumpet, sounding across the earth to awaken those asleep in delay and deception. When you give into this message, you are not donating. You are sowing into the movement of divine alarms. The Lord says, "Those who fund my fire shall not walk in famine." You are a gatekeeper to someone else's awakening. I feel this strongly now. Some of you are called to partner with this voice to sustain the mission. If that's you, respond boldly. You can give through Super Thanks, membership, or a seed through PayPal. The link is in the video description below. Your giving is not forgotten. It becomes a memorial before heaven, and the oil of preservation shall not run dry in your house. Step into prophetic agreement, fuel the flame, and watch God move. Heaven waits for your yes, not your perfection, not your qualifications, not your explanations. Yes, your yes. For too long, you've assumed you needed to feel ready, to be flawless, to have every detail in order before stepping forward. But in the spirit realm, alignment is not about human timing. It is about obedience to the moment when heaven says, "Now." And beloved, the now is here. The spiritual alarm that sounded on October 25th was never meant to end in warning. It was meant to activate destiny. This is the dividing line. This is the moment where you decide if you will walk in the fullness of what God has marked you for, or return to the comfort of delay, fear, and self-doubt. You have been stirred, awakened, disrupted, not as a spiritual event, but as a divine preparation for deployment. I, Michael, speak now with fire in my voice. You have no idea how much heaven has invested in you. Angels have been dispatched because of the potential buried within your obedience. Portals have opened because your name was mentioned in the strategy rooms of heaven. The enemy has tried to wear you down not because of your weakness, but because of your assignment. And that assignment is now knocking on the door of your spirit. This is not a season to wait and see. This is the moment to move and declare. Destiny is not activated through emotion. It is activated through verbal agreement. The power of life and death is in your tongue, and heaven is waiting for your declaration. No more speaking from trauma. No more speaking from fear. Now is the time to speak as a son, as a daughter, as one who knows that heaven is backing them. Open your mouth and say it. I am ready. I am aligned. I accept the call. Do not wait for another confirmation. Do not delay for another sign. The alarm was your sign. The silence was your signal. The pressure was your push. Everything has led to this moment. Your obedience will unlock acceleration. Your yes will realign what has been broken. Your surrender will activate people, places, and provisions already prepared, waiting for you to walk into position. But hear this with urgency. You cannot be passive in a moment of prophetic activation. Heaven does not force, it invites. But the door will not remain open forever. If you hesitate too long, you will miss the window, and what should have taken you months may take years. This is not fear. This is truth. The oil is here now. The wind is blowing now. The Spirit is hovering now, waiting for your voice to meet heaven's timing. Let go of what you thought you needed. Let go of who you thought you had to be. Let go of the lies that told you it's too late, or you're not enough. Destiny is not looking for perfection. Destiny is looking for surrender. And if your mouth says yes, and your heart agrees, the fire of God will do the rest. It will burn away the fear. It will consume the shame. It will refine the purpose and carve out the path. Step into divine boldness. This is not arrogance. This is obedience. Walk forward. Speak with weight. Love with wisdom. Lead with power. You are not sounding the alarm anymore. You are the alarm. You are the sound heaven is releasing into the earth. You are the signal that darkness fears and destiny recognizes. You have been summoned. Now you must rise. Type my yes is ready in the comments if you feel the urgency to walk into destiny. Blessing code 1888 is now released to activate every delayed door, every hidden promise, and every divine assignment on your life. There is something happening around you that your eyes cannot see. There is a movement unfolding while the world sleeps, while others scroll, while many slumber unaware. But not you. Because you have been awakened. You have been summoned. You have been brought into this moment because a silent exchange is taking place in the realm of the Spirit, and your name is on the scroll. I speak not to your flesh, but to your spirit, the part of you that has felt stirred in the night, uneasy without explanation, restless without reason. This is not emotional exhaustion. This is not circumstantial stress. What you've been feeling is the vibration of heaven shifting gears around your life. While you sleep, heaven speaks. While you cry, heaven records. And in the quietness of your pain, a divine transaction is being sealed. Do you not know? Do you not understand? The tears you cried last week were not wasted. They were collected. The battles you've endured were not ignored. They were documented. The prayers you prayed when no one saw, they were not lost in the wind. Heaven has been conducting business behind the veil. The angels assigned to you are not idle. They are active. They are retrieving what was stolen. They are recovering what was buried. They are transferring new levels of authority into your atmosphere. The spiritual alarm of October 25th did not just awaken you. It initiated a process. A courtroom session in heaven has been convened over your life. The youth hath made his claims, but the blood still speaks a better word. And now the judge of heaven and earth has rendered his verdict. It is time. The seals are being broken. The scrolls are being opened. And your name, yes, your name, is being called in the chambers of light. I, Michael, have stood in those courts. I have heard your name spoken with fire and favor. And I have seen the angels dispatched to deliver justice, restoration, and divine recompense. This is why the warfare increased. This is why the pressure intensified. Because the enemy sensed what was being handed to you in secret. He could not stop the exchange, so he tried to distract you from receiving it. But heaven overruled, and now the transfer is in motion. What was stolen from you, peace, clarity, opportunities, relationships, time, is being restored in new form. Not always the same shape, but the same value. What left you in sorrow will be returned to you in strength. What was delayed will return accelerated. But make no mistake, the exchange is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is sacred. It is silent. And only those who walk in spiritual stillness will perceive it. This is why you felt the need to withdraw. This is why you've been unable to explain what's going on. This is why conversations feel dull, distractions feel heavier, and the old patterns no longer satisfy. You are being moved in silence because power is being handed to you in silence. Heaven is rearming you for your next assignment. And that arming doesn't require noise. It requires surrender. Right now, even as you hear this word, there are angels standing around your name. There are assignments being rewritten. There are doors being closed for your protection, and others being opened for your purpose. You don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. You just need to stay postured, humble, expectant, alert. For what is about to manifest in your life is a direct result of the silent exchanges that already occurred behind the veil. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. You didn't delay it. Everything, every moment of confusion, every day of silence, every hour of waiting, had been part of the orchestration. And now, the release begins. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments if this word confirms what you've been sensing. Blessing code 2112 is now surrounding your atmosphere and sealing what heaven has already begun. The scales of heaven have shifted. The record has been reviewed. The scroll has been unsealed. And I, Michael, tell you with holy authority, justice has been initiated in the spirit realm. What was allowed for a season will no longer be tolerated. What was permitted for your refining will no longer be permitted to remain. The injustice, the slander, the betrayal, the weight of it has reached heaven's court, and heaven has rendered its verdict. Enough. I speak now to the one who has kept silent while wrong was done. I speak to the one who chose to take the higher road, even when it cost them sleep, peace, and honor. You could have exposed them. You could have retaliated. You could have told your side. But you didn't. You stayed silent. You stayed surrendered. And because of that, Heaven has moved on your behalf. Let it be known, what they did will return to them tenfold. Not because you wished harm, but because heaven is just. What was done in darkness will not remain hidden. What was spoken in secret will be shouted by consequence. You don't need to lift your voice. Their own actions will betray them. The same pit they dug for you will become their own snare. This is not karma. This is not revenge. This is divine reversal. And it is holy. You have been patient. You have been faithful. And now, the Lord of hosts has drawn his sword on your behalf. Every false word spoken against you is being shattered. Every delay caused by sabotage is being reversed. Every plan to stop your progress has now backfired. You are walking out of this with clarity, with restoration, and with authority they cannot deny. Not because you forced it, but because heaven enforced it. This is why you had to endure what others did. This is why the process seemed longer, heavier, lonelier. Because your story had to be marked by justice, not manipulation. Your elevation had to be pure, undeniable, untouched by the fingerprints of man. And now, as heaven raises you, no one can say it was because of who you knew or who helped you. They will only say, surely, the hand of the Lord has done this. And let me be clear, this reversal will not only be spiritual, it will be visible. Some of you will see tables turn publicly. Some of you will witness the very ones who mocked you now request your voice, your wisdom, your presence. Some of you will receive invitations from the very systems that once rejected you. This is not to inflate your pride. This is to fulfill prophecy. Because God does not forget. Heaven does not overlook. And the blood still demands justice. There is restoration being written into your timeline right now. Every year that felt wasted is being rewritten with reward. Every opportunity that was stolen is being returned in multiplied form. Every door that was slammed shut is now being replaced by gates of gold. And as you walk forward, you will do so with a spiritual confidence that cannot be shaken, because now you carry the weight of vindicated favor. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. It matters not, because heaven has already spoken. And when heaven speaks, the earth must realign. Justice is not coming. Justice is here. The sword of the Lord has struck the ground. The balance has been corrected. The turning has begun. Type "justice is mine" in the comments if this word resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 3030 is now releasing divine reversal and visible restoration over your name. October 25th will not be remembered as an ordinary day. It will not fade into the blur of routine or be buried beneath the noise of daily life. No, this day will live in the records of heaven and in the hearts of those who heard and responded. For today, a spiritual alarm sounded, and you did not sleep through it. While others stayed distracted, you discerned. While others dismissed the moment, you paused. And in that sacred pause, something eternal was unlocked. Today was a spiritual dividing line, a divine appointment carved into the calendar of eternity. From this moment forward, you will notice the shift. The spiritual landscape around you has changed. Something invisible has lifted, and something new is now resting upon you. Your ears have been recalibrated. Your vision has been refined. Your path has been reset. And your name has been sealed. I, Michael, servant of the Most High and commander of the hosts of heaven, declare this over you. You are seen. You are chosen. You are covered. You are becoming everything hell feared and heaven hoped for. You were born for this moment. You were awakened for this hour. The alarm did not just sound around you. It sounded through you. You are now a carrier of clarity in a world drowning in confusion. You are a vessel of discernment in a generation numbed by noise. Let this truth rest in your soul. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are aligned with divine timing. And every moment that felt wasted, every door that seemed delayed, every season that wore you down, it all served your becoming. The weight was never pavimented with preparation. And now, the weight lifts, and the wind of the Spirit carries you forward. May your ears remain open. May your spirit remain alert. May your peace remain unshaken. As others return to distraction, you will walk in discernment. As others spiral in fear, you will walk in fire. As others lose their way, you will rise with revelation. Because you heard the alarm, and you answered the call. This is not the end of the message. This is the beginning of a movement. You are not just protected, you are positioned. You are not just restored, you are released. You are not just awakened, you are anointed. So now I declare, the alarm has sounded. But you are not asleep. You are not late. You are not afraid. You are awake, you are ready, and you are unstoppable. Heaven has called your name. Now rise. Type "I am awake" in the comments if you receive this final word. Blessing code 5555 is now sealing your next season with peace, power, and precision. If this prophetic word has touched your spirit, remember, this isn't just content, it's commission. This is a battleground of voices, and every seed you sow becomes a trumpet for someone else's awakening. As the word goes forth, we are calling for those anointed to help carry the sound, to help amplify this divine alarm to the nations. My people will rebuild the ancient ruins, says the Lord, and some of you are the rebuilders through your generosity. If the Spirit is stirring you, respond now. You can support this mission through Super Thanks, channel membership, or PayPal. The link is in the video description below. Your seed becomes a supernatural signal, and the oil on this word will flow into your house. Don't hesitate. Heaven watches your response. Sow into the fire, and walk under the favor.